Hi, this is Sherry Elliott Pope, and welcome back to How to Art. Today I thought we could work on a seascape with a beautiful orange sunset, palm tree, and a wave coming in on the beach. I've pre-primed the canvas with 2 coats of gesso and an underpainting of reds, oranges, and yellow. I'm now using the circle stencil to paint in that sun. I'm using yellow and white. I also want to make sure that I keep that yellow aura around the sun. I'm using a 8 or 10 flathead synthetic brush. I'm drawing in the horizon line now. I'm using a ruler to get a straight line. And what looks like black is actually the phthalo blue and red, cadmium red mixed together. And I'm leaving it very dark without adding any white to it. And since blue and orange are complementary colors, it really looks good next to each other. I had to redraw my horizon line because I decided it'd look better if I moved it up a little bit. So I'm just reworking this area. I'm also going to add in some lighter blues. I don't want this to look like just a black sea and give it a flat appearance. So I'm going to be working in some other colors. I'm adding in some shades of red violet. I'm adding some colors onto the beach now. I want to just lay down colors that are in the color palette that we're using just for visual interest. Let's add some yellow ochre. I mixed a shade of orange by mixing cadmium red and cadmium yellow. So we're adding that to the beach area. So we have shades of red, yellow, and oranges. Let's add the waves in the distant ocean, but rather than using white, let's use reds, yellows, oranges to show the effect of the sun on the water. I'm adding in some lighter blue violets now, and also about the reds and oranges. If we have too much of that color in the water, we can come back in and add the darker violets now. And I'm using a line brush for this work. Let's spend a little time on the horizon now. I want to blend that area so that it doesn't have a hard edge, so that it looks like it's difficult to tell where the sky and the ocean meet. So we're going to add some dark clouds in there at the horizon line to help achieve that effect. Again, using some of the darker violet colors to make those clouds. And I continue to work those clouds up to get the effect that you're seeing here. We're going to draw some water from the waves coming in onto the beach, and we're also going to draw in a big wave that's going to come splashing in. I am using a blue tinted titanium white that has been diluted with a little bit of water so that I can see the colors of the beach coming up through the water. If you've noticed a large wave as it comes into the beach, there's basically three colors. You're going to have the darkest base color at the bottom of a wave. You're going to have the mid-value color next, and then you're going to have the lightest color towards the top of the wave as it curls over. And the frothy, foamy color of the very top of the wave usually appears white. So since we have a sunset with reds and oranges, that's the colors that we're primarily going to see in this large wave. If you want to bring attention to certain parts of your acrylic painting, you can do so by using oil paints for some areas. So that's what I'm going to do here. I've got out the oil paints and I'm going to bring attention to the sky and also this one wave. And so I'm bringing in the oil paints. Oil paints are have a creamy consistency and they are easier to blend than acrylics. I'm using a bristle brush now. Also, you can use oil paints on top of acrylic paint once the acrylic has dried, but you cannot use acrylic on top of oils. I spent quite a bit of time working on this wave to get it to a place that I liked the way it looked. And that often happens with me when I'm painting. I don't always show you all of that work because it would just take too much time. This is a translucent red oil paint. I believe it is crimson red. I've got a Viva paper towel. The Viva paper towel it acts cloth-like, so it's a good tool for painting, whether it's acrylic or oils. But I've got some linseed oil on it, and I'm going over the whole sky area with the linseed oil. Linseed oil is used with oil paints, and it really gives a nice surface to work on with oils. I'm adding in some yellows and oranges on the beach area in oil paint, and I'm also adding some yellow back on our sun with oil paint. Let's work on that palm tree now. We're using a flathead brush with a violet color against the orange sky, and this is a silhouette. The flathead works great in a combing type motion to create the appearance of a palm leaf. I want to show the effect of the sun on the side of the palm tree facing the sun. I'm mixing a slightly different color to highlight the branch and the tree trunk, and then we're going to keep that shadow side with the darker color in the area away from the sun. I also want to create the effect of the palm tree being blown by the wind, and also to have that effect on the ocean as we see the wave crashing in on the beach. And we're done. I'm happy with the results of this painting, and I hope you are too. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this or learned something from this video, please like and subscribe so I can continue to bring you more videos.